recently the Tennessee Titans have signed Tony Pollard and Calvin Ridley. Overall, I think the Titans did make some good moves, but some of them were just a little bit odd. First off, you're not re-signing Derrick Henry and going after Tony Pollard. Some people say Derrick Henry is on the decline. Tony Pollard wasn't exceptional on the Cowboys as a starter. As a backup, he honestly looked better whenever he got his rest and then rotated with Zeke. But for the overall team here, defensively, they got Chidobe Awuzie. If I mispronounced that, sorry. You got Kenneth Murray in free agency as well. And then offensively, you did get Tony Pollard and Calvin Ridley, which I did think Calvin Ridley, if I'm being honest, I always keep it real here on this channel, so make sure you like and or subscribe. Yeah, I baited you into that. Anyways, Calvin Ridley, why did you give him 4 years, $92 million, whenever literally 2 years ago, AJ Brown was like, I want 4 years, $100 million. You were like, nah, let's trade away AJ Brown. Use that first round pick that we got for him on Treylon Burks and then give Calvin Ridley basically the same money. What kind of logic is that? You traded away AJ Brown for Treylon Burks and then paid a guy who's significantly worse than AJ Brown basically the same money. Logic. But Tony Pollard, yeah, I guess it was a good replacement for Derrick Henry. I don't perfectly know the situation. Maybe Derrick Henry didn't want to play for the Titans anymore. Me personally, if I'm 30 years old like Derrick Henry, I wouldn't want to play for a team that isn't going anywhere, especially in one of the building conferences here. Jaguars are a young team. Texans are a young team. Colts with Anthony Richardson are a young team. The Titans are going to be at the bottom of this division for quite a while. But overall, this is the look of the team, and this is why we are here to rebuild it with your new head coach, Buster Cherry. Will Levis, I hope he can be good in real life. He was a 24-year-old rookie. He's 25 now. Hopefully we can develop him. I'll give him a couple years, but past that, if he doesn't develop, I'm going to move on pretty quickly. Tony Pollard, Tajay Spears, Calvin Ridley, Treylon Burks, D-Hop, something Onkarokwo, I think is how you pronounce that. But anyways, offensively, Peter Skoronski was a good pickup last draft. I think they're going to pick up Joe Alt in this upcoming draft. They were considering receiver, but now that they got Calvin Ridley, Treylon Burks, and D-Hop still, I think they will go offensive line. Defensively, yes, I moved it into a 4-3 because it's my rebuild. Jeffrey Simmons, Harold Landry is good whenever he's healthy. Chidobe Awuzie, again, if I mispronounce that, that's how I'm going to say it the entire rebuild. Roger McCrary, Amani Hooker, Adrian Key, I think that's Travis Gibson, if I'm not wrong. Travis Gibson out of Tulsa. And overall, this team, it needs a lot of work. Offensive line especially, and then defensively, linebacking core needs to be improved with the interior defensive line. Yes, Jeffrey Simmons technically is interior defensive line, but nah, he's edge rushing for me here. So anyways, let's move in to the draft. In the first round, Tennessee Titans are picking up left tackle Joe Alt out of Notre Dame. That is a Hall of Fame name, 6'8", 322, hidden dev, 89 strength, 84 acceleration. So many A's across the board. He is going to be a stud. In the second round, the Eagles are willing to give me their next year's first. I'll definitely take that. Now, this is the team after the draft. Joe Alt's already an 80 overall. That's awesome to see. And we just got to hope the team develops defensively. It looks like the AI picked up this guy named Gray. He seems like a baller, so we'll keep him at second string for now. Anyone else here? No, my interior defensive line kind of blows, but it's fine. Justin Simmons, I'm pretty sure, is playing rush defensive tackle. He's playing rush left end. Why is Harold Landry not playing? I don't want Adrian Key playing. I hate this game so much. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. I'm going to move Adrian Key below Harold Landry, and I'm going to move in to the midseason mark. We are 2-5, bottom of the division, to be expected here. Scouting national focus. Do I go with QB? And I'm gonna wait a little bit. DB is a strength of the class. I think defensive tackle is definitely our biggest need right now, and it's a weakness of the class, but I'm going to scout it anyways. Players ready to negotiate. D-Hop, he's old. He doesn't want to be here. I wouldn't want him anyways, and we're not going to re-sign him or anyone else here, I guess. Ryan Stonehouse actually wouldn't mind back. He just doesn't even want to be here. All right, well, I'm not going to overpay for a punter. Treylon Burks, I'm not even going to accept his option. Just nothing here interests me. Let's move into the playoffs. 8-9, bottom of the division. Honestly wanted us to do a little bit worse, as crazy as that sounds, but we are 6th in passing offense. So did Will Levis ball? He balled, actually. Top 10 other than his passer rating. 8th best offense in the league. 19th best defense. 4,100 yards, 30 touchdowns, 13 receptions, 98 passer rating. Okay, we can work with something here. This is doable with Will Levis. Tony Pollard, 15 touchdowns, 4.0 per carry, 1,100 yards is nice. D-Hop, 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns. I'm still not re-signing him. Traylon Burks, 9 touchdowns, 1,000 yards. Finally, his best season yet. Calvin Ridley, 6 touchdowns, 900 yards just to get outperformed by A.J. Brown. Kenneth Murray, 123 tackles for a loss, 13 for Jeffrey Simmons, sacks, 14 for Jeffrey Simmons, 8.5 for Harold Landry, interceptions, 4 for Chidobe Awuzie, whatever, 0 safeties, 0 defensive touchdowns. Let's move into the offseason. And the Chiefs once again beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes wins the Super Bowl MVP and the league MVP. He has to just have it all to himself. Drake May on the Giants wins Rookie of the Year. There are no other awards here. No awards here, period, for the Titans. In the AFC South, nobody retires. For the player upgrades, Joe Alt comes with Superstar Dev, to be expected. Any other upgrades offensively? No. Defensively, Harold Landry doesn't get X Factor. I mean, it's fine. Gray, dude, look at his eyes. Is it just me, or does that dude look like Sid the Sloth? His eyes are like 10 feet apart. That's their auto-generated player, I guess. Sorry to this guy named Gray, whoever you are in real life. But anyways, 81 overall team. Let's move into the re-signings. Traylon Burks not going to accept that option. D-Hop can leave. Everyone else, doesn't matter. Nobody's interested with the team. $103 million. Good thing we have no state income tax. That's a huge contributor for player interest in free agency. Let's move into it. After free agency, getting Chardavius Ward, great pickup, 93 overall, superstar dev. He is 29, but I put him on a 3-year deal. JOK here. I seem to always get him in my rebuilds. He's young. He has star dev. He's already a 90 overall, well, 89. And then I got Grover Stewart for our defensive tackle line. And for our defensive tackle room is what I meant to say. Grover Stewart, pretty good. Let's move into the draft. Yeah, so I don't like where I'm picking, so I'm trading back with the Vikings to pick 26 to get their 2nd, 3rd, and their 6th. Round 1, elite speed, elite jumping, great acceleration, A catching, B zone coverage. He's a man-to-man archetype, and he has skills or B to D for man coverage, so that means he has a B, at least a B here, which at maximum is a B. Yeah, Mario Bennett, he has normal depth. That's why teams don't take him. That's why the AI didn't take him. Sometimes that happens, but it's fine. He's out of Virginia Tech, normal dev. He's definitely going to have a high overall with 95 speed, 92 acceleration. Skills we already looked at. He still seems like a good pick. With my other first-round pick, normal dev, again, Steven Winters at a USF. 6'2", 200 pounds, normal dev, 90 speed, A injury, B deep route, B catching. He seems solid. I was trying to replace D-Hop, but he doesn't seem crazy, I guess. In the 2nd round, still trying to replace our offensive line. Right tackle, Byron Manning out of Alabama, 6'8", 335. Another huge guy for an offensive tackle, 91 strength, hidden dev, A's and B's across the board. This is the team moving into year number 2. Winters is a 76, so he's a good overall. They were just like, nah. Manning's a 74. That's pretty good. Defensively, I mean, it's improved through free agency. Can I move one of these guys back to free safety? Caleb Farley, he's 6'2". I don't know if he has the weight. Very, very fast for free safety. He doesn't really have the zone coverage either to be there. And Demario Bennett, he's 5'10". He's a 76 overall. Again, that's a good overall for a rookie, but he just doesn't have a dev, which sucks. 5'11", 190. Do I move Farley back to free safety, even though his lack? I mean, I could. His lack of zone coverage will completely destroy him, so I'm not going to do that. We're just going to have to thug it out with whoever that dude is. Anyways, let's move into the midseason. 3-4, once again, bottom of the division. Just the newer rookies, they're balling out over Will Levis. So, do I go back to defensive tackle? I think I am just going to keep it at defensive tackle here. For the re-signings, we have a whole bunch of money. Tony Pollard, yes, I want you back for the rest of the rebuild despite your age. You're 90 overall with superstar dev. Roger McCrary, you're young, definitely want to keep you. And he wants more money. All right, Amani Hooker. I don't know how I feel about this. You're about to turn 28. I could potentially get someone better in free agency, but like, do I really want to? We're going to do a 2-year deal and capitalize on the extra money that we have. And he wants more years. Traylon Burks, I mean, in simulation, he put up 1,000 yards, so I'll do 4 years. I'll do that. It's only $8 million a year. Really not that bad for a receiver contract. Kenneth Murray, in real life, he sucks, but in Madden, he's 26. He has star dev. He's an 80 overall. It's only $7 million a year. I'll take that. He resigns with the rest of the rebuild. Our tight end, it's only $7 million a year. Yeah, I'll resign that as well. Star dev, young. Caleb Farley, star dev, young, Oh, only $3 million a year? Yeah, dude, baller. These are stupid cheap contracts for young guys. Chidobe Awuzie, he's the second best DB on our team, next to Chardavius Ward. Since I already have so many DBs and so much depth, I really don't need him if he doesn't want to be here. I would re-sign him if he did have an interest, but he doesn't. Adrian Key, I just don't want. Don't really need another center because I can repair my offensive line through the draft, which is usually what I do because I don't have to pay him. $53 million left to spend. I'm going to get Roger McCrary, maybe Imani Hooker at the end of the year. But for now, let's move into the playoffs. 7-10, third in the division. Hey, we're not at the bottom anymore. Our defensive passing game is third. Our rushing game is 22nd. I guess I should move Jeffrey Simmons inside. Our offense just sucks. It's terrible. Will Levis, my bad. He's terrible. 29th best offense and 5th best defense. I was thinking he was good. It's like, oh, you got to let him develop. This, like, his first year seems promising. This is terrible. 17 touchdowns to 16 receptions, 84 pass rating. I'm moving on from Will Levis. Tony Pollard, 14 touchdowns, 3.6 per carry is not going to cut it for me. Calvin Ridley, 1,100 yards, 3 touchdowns. Traylon Burks, just give you a contract. Good thing it was cheap because you just cheaped out on me with these yards. Tight end, actually not a bad season. 70 receptions for a tight end is not horrible. Defensively, JOK, 128 tackles for a loss, 17 for Jonathan Wheeler. I guess I got him in the 3rd round, I think. Yeah. And he also had 8 sacks as a rookie for a defensive tackle. 15 sacks for Jeffrey Simmons, 10 for Harold Landry, 8 for Jonathan Wheeler, 4.5 for Grover Stewart. 3 interceptions for Chardavius Ward. Safeties on team, 0 defensive touchdowns is 0. Anyways, let's move into the offseason. And the Eagles finally get their revenge on the Chiefs in the Super Bowl with Saquon Barkley. Darius Slay wins the Super Bowl MVP. He'll probably retire after that. Lamar Jackson wins the league MVP. And Jonathan Wheeler, my 3rd round defensive tackle, wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. In the AFC South, D-Hop goes back to the Texans and retires. Cody Whitehair retires on the Jaguars. Mitch Morse retires also on the Jaguars. For the team upgrades, my right tackle has star dev. No other upgrades offensively. Defensively, Jeffrey Simmons gets X Factor. Wheeler goes from normal to superstar dev in 1 year. Baller 3rd round pick, baby, even if he has normal dev. Bennett, yeah, he's just going to stay down there because, unfortunately, I drafted too many DBs. He looked like a stud, but I guess he didn't turn out to be one. Anyways, 84 overall. Let's move to the re-signings. $91 million to spend. Roger McCrary. I'm going to do player-friendly deal, 5 years, and increase his bonus even more. I want him here because he's young. He re-signs on about $9 million a year. Peter Skoronski, I'll accept his option. Imani Hooker, he just doesn't want to be here. I'm going to, again, do player-friendly, drop it to 2 years, and then just completely overpay for him for these 2 years. And he wants to test free agency regardless. All right, Chidobe Awuzie, I just don't want. Nobody else here I want. And yeah, Malik Willis, bust. He sucks. Anyways, $82 million. Let's get to free agency. After free agency, I got AJ Cole, a new kicker, and Geno Stone. Wasn't crazy free agency, kind of a weaker class in my opinion. Kind of like a previous year's draft, but we got the special teams handled, and I got a new free safety. Alex Porter to the Buccaneers. Seahawks take wide receiver. I'm going to trade up here because I know the Jets need a QB. They currently have Sam Howell at QB, who recently got signed, traded to the Seahawks. But I need to trade up here with the Jets because I don't have a high enough pick to draft this guy. Pick 9 from pick 12. How far does this straight up get me? Please just gift it to me. Give it to me. Imagine. I'll give you my 4th. Would this even get me there? That'd be crazy if it did. Oh, wow, that's it. For my franchise QB, all I got to do is give up a 4th round pick. Hell yeah. This guy's going to be the guy. There was 2 really good QBs on the board. I just am taking the one that goes off the board second. And by second, I mean he's going to me. Sal Levy out of Purdue. Yeah, Purdue, 6'3", 225. He has great athleticism across the board. Very well balanced overall. A awareness, A break sack, A deep accuracy, A short accuracy, B medium accuracy. Sal Levy out of Purdue. Hidden dev, 90 throw power. Thought he would be a little bit more athletic. Kind of a weaker arm. I would like at least 92 throw power, but still 80 speed, 87 acceleration. Great skills. He's going to be our new franchise QB. You can get Cooper Kupp. I can get Cooper Kupp a 2nd and a 4th from the Rams for Will Levis. That's got to be no. Am I seriously about to get a 1 for Will Levis? Give me a number 1. Give me your 1st round pick for Will Levis. Oh my God, I'm gonna snag a 1st round pick for Will Levis. Will Levis and a 5. I feel like that's too cheesy. Do I do it? You know, I'm gonna do it because I want to do it. Will Levis, a 5 and a 6 for a first-round pick after putting up 17 touchdowns to 16 interceptions. What a baller move by the Rams. And now I'm picking up strong safety Bryson Ballware out of Arkansas, 6'2", 205, 88 speed, very well-balanced athleticism, hidden dev, A's and B's across the board, A pursuit, B block shedding, B zone coverage. He's going to replace Amani Hooker. In the second round, picking up our new center, Julian Anderson out of Florida State, 6'2", 300 pounds, 84 strength, 81 acceleration, hidden dev, A's and B's across the board. And in the third round, picking up right guard Max Zeitler out of USC. I guess it's Kevin Zeitler's little brother or his son at this point. Hidden dev, 87 strength, 76 acceleration, 1A, 1B, 1F on the board, but still, he has hidden dev. That's what matters. This is the team after the draft. Zeitler's is 68 overall, so I'm just going to keep this guy here. He's much higher overall. Anderson's a 78, though. That's really good for a rookie. Winters, is he in the slot? He is in the slot. Farley, we'll keep Bennett there, actually. Farley's fine. Wheeler, Superstar, got all that. Defensively, that's what we got going on. Bauer, if I say that wrong, I'm sorry. Hobbs, I got in like the fourth round. He had like 97 strength, but normal dev, 76 for a fourth rounder. That was pretty good. Apart from that, team's looking solid. Again, it's just development, and we got to develop a new QB here over Will Levis. Let's move into the midseason. 4-3, second in the division with our new QB. Already a better start without Will Levis. 17-14 loss, though, against the Minnesota Vikings. Scouting national focus. At this point, I got my receivers. They're not crazy. My O-line's young, but it's filled out. I think I have everything I want offensively. Defensively, I got depth at the line. I got my linebackers. Got my DBs. I don't really need anything but my team to win. So receiver, why not? $62 million for the players ready to negotiate. Tajay Spears. Since I don't have to pay a quarterback, I wouldn't mind this 1-2 punch. He wants to be a historic champ. Sorry. He doesn't even want that. All right. Harold Landry. Hopefully he can produce more sacks this year because he is 30. I might have to find a different edge rusher if he doesn't produce this year. I'll wait on that. Grover Stewart, I wouldn't mind back for another year. $16 million is kind of a lot for that. I guess I should have waited till the offseason for him to regress. But either way, it's fine. Joe Alt, he doesn't want to be here, but I don't care. I'm just going to give him his option, force him to be here anyways. Let's move in to the playoffs. 9-8, second in the division, actually making the playoffs in our very first year without Will Levis. Did CJ Stroud hit the open market? Why do the Texans suck? 4-13, stats and awards. Our rookie QB is a baller. That dude, no way. He's top 10 for league MVP off rip. He isn't. Okay, that's weird. 106 pass rating. 11th best offense, most passing touchdowns in the NFL. 25th best defense. As soon as your offense is good, okay, that's why. As soon as your offense is good in simulation, your defense sucks, and it's vice versa. There's no in between. It's very frustrating. Sal Levy, 4,300 yards, 40 touchdowns, too many interceptions, but hey, we can easily work with something here. Last time I said that we traded him, but 106 passer rating. Tony Pollard, only 4 touchdowns. Really? 4.2 per carry. Calvin Ridley, 101 receptions, 1,400 yards, 8 touchdowns. He's actually producing pretty nicely. And then Steven Winters, 15 touchdowns, 1,100 yards. That's at least star dev. And then my tight end getting some work, Traylon Burks. 9 touchdowns is nice, but only 700 yards. Defensively, JOK, 163 tackles is crazy. Tackles for a loss, 19 for Jonathan Wheeler. Dude, this third-round pick is a baller. Sacks, 8 for Harold Landry, 7.5 for Jeffrey Simmons. That's it. Harold Landry, I don't think I'm going to keep him in his final year. I think I'm going to find someone else. Interceptions, 4 for Chardavius Ward, even if I have to trade for them. Safeties, 1 for Jeffrey Simmons. Defensive touchdowns is 1 for Chardavius Ward. But let's see if our new quarterback who throws 19 receptions but 40 touchdowns can beat the Miami Dolphins to move on to the divisional round in his very first year. And he does. 41-35. Here to face the 14-3 Baltimore Ravens. This is definitely where it's going to end. But Derrick Henry is so cracked in simulation. And wow, 24-10. My new QB's a baller, bro. All I had to do was trade up a 4th-round pick to get him. Jets missed out on this. Let's see if we can beat the Bills to go to the Super Bowl with our rookie QB. Isn't it kind of weird how whenever I build like teams that go 15-2 or 17-0, they just suck in simulation. Then my 9-8 teams just ball out. Halftime, 13-7 against the Bills, 19-7 against the Bills. I guess I should just hold my tongue. Yeah, we're getting smoked. yeah, never mind. We got smoked against the Bills. 33-7. Let's move into the offseason. And the Bills get their first ever Super Bowl win over the Niners here, and that means the Niners have lost their past 4 Super Bowls in a row. Josh Allen wins the Super Bowl MVP. Lamar Jackson wins the league MVP. Sal Levy gets Rookie of the Year, so that's at least Superstar Dev, because you know he comes with at least Star Dev. Everyone knows this. I don't know why I have to explain it. In the AFC South, Joe Thuney and fullback for the Jaguars retires. Here are the team upgrades. Tajay Spears is a higher overall than Tony Pollard now. Definitely want to re-sign him. Anderson's a star dev. And then Zeitler's also a star dev. But Will Levy, of course, not Will Levy. Will Levis, Will Levy, Sal Levy is a superstar dev. Winters gets star dev. That's what I wanted to see. Defensively, it looks like Wheeler goes up to X Factor already. That's sick. Anyone else? Hunt goes up to star dev. No, nobody else. That's fine. Let's move into the re-signings. Joe Alt, sure, I'll accept the option. I have the money to overpay Tajay Spears. And I think that's exactly what I'm going to do because Tony Pollard is becoming washed. So he re-signs. He's going to be the new RB1. Harold Landry, if I can't find anyone, I'll pick him up in free agency. But for now, I think I'm just going to pass. $64 million. Let's see if we can find a crazy good edge rusher. So now I'm basically trading away all my draft capital to get Rashawn Gary here over Harold Landry, but I still might sign Harold Landry just as a depth rotational edge. And after free agency, getting Tyreek Hill in free agency. I know he said once he was done with his contract in Miami, he was going to retire and become a porn star. Quote me on that. Look it up. Look it up. I'm being dead ass. He said that. And we also got Harold Landry back in rotation for Rashawn Gary. Now, since we don't have any draft capital, I'm just going to skip into the next season. Now, this is the team moving into the 4th and final year. Tyreek, that's his reaction about coming to Tennessee. We got Tajay Spears, Tony Pollard, Sal Levy. Hopefully he's a baller in this final season. 87 overall team isn't horrible. Definitely built better teams that have lost and gone 9-8 and not even made the playoffs. But still, this team, not bad at all. Grover Stewart, I'll move to the 2 here. Specialist, I'll have Wheeler definitely coming out as a rusher. This is a great defensive line. Anyways, let's move into the playoffs for the 4th and final season. 9-8, we missed the playoffs. My defensive rushing game is 23rd, guys. Yeah, that's EA for you. I'm not even going to look at the stats. I don't care. Oh yeah, this defensive line is one of the worst in the NFL according to Madden. This is one of the worst defensive lines in the entire NFL. Thank you, EA. Producing great quality content every year. Oh, Vikk, you're just complaining because you suck at the game. No, I would just like the game to be, you know, a little bit down to earth. It would be pretty cool. But anyways, apart from that, guys, I thank you guys all for watching. This is a failed rebuild with Tony Pollard and Calvin Ridley. But let's be real. If Titans fans seriously think they're going to win a Super Bowl within the next 4 years, they're delusional. So anyways, guys, apart from that, I thank you guys all for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.